DVD. So it has to convert it. It's pretty old.
Is that recording?
Huh? Yeah, it's recording. I'll edit all that out.
Oh, okay. Ow!
Except that.
We'll have it for bloopers. Totally just. Are you okay? Yeah, now I have chalk in my sweet boots. Lovely.
All right.
Alright, do I need to get out of the way?
Alright, so, welcome. This is our risk management training session video. My name is Kimon Clark, and I'm the president of Sigma Alpha Pi.
I'm Jessica Sloan, and I am your secretary.
And I'm Afsha Samani, and I'm the social chair.
All right. So let's get started. Let's knock this out right away. As required by the Texas Education Code, Section 51.9361, and the university, we are required to attend a student leadership training program in risk management this semester. In addition, the law requires us to present the safety training back to you all using this PowerPoint and the handouts we gave you. The following presentation will provide you with the important safety information that all you need to know in order to ensure that it's the safety and welfare for all. It will be important to listen and pay attention. Also, make sure you print your name, UTE-ID, and signature on the sign-in sheet.
Sorry.
So basically, the university required us to receive training on these topics: drug, alcohol possession and use, hazing, sexual assault, harassment, fire and life safety, travel, student behavior at events, and adoption of a risk management plan. These were the first safety topics required to be covered under law. In addition, the training we receive and are sharing with you is meant to be specific to student organizations. The majority of our presentation today will be giving you the Cliff Notes version of the risk management issues. Hazing prevention. All right, let's start with the first one. The following section will discuss what constitutes hazing while also discussing the potential issues and consequences with hazing. According to the state Texas hazing statute in Chapter 16 of the Institutional Rules on the Student Services and Activities, hazing is defined as any intentional, knowing, or reckless act occurring on or off campus of an educational institution by one person alone or with acting others, directed against a student that endangers the mental or physical health or safety of the student for the purpose of pledging, being initiated into, affiliating with, holding office in, or maintaining membership in any organization whose members are or include students at an educational institution. As you read this definition, it is important to note that it does not matter if the act of hazing occurs on or off campus, and it does not matter if our organization is registered with SALD. Although a UT student may claim that nobody forced me to do it, or the officers say that we didn't make them do it, there is a power differential that exists and must be recognized in which new members allow themselves to be hazed. Under Texas state law, the fact that a person consented to or acquiesced in a hazing activity is not a defense to prosecution for hazing under the law or discipline by the university. A violation of the university's hazing prohibition renders not just the person inflicting the hazing, but also the person submitting to the hazing subject to discipline. All right, so we have some myths and some facts. Myth is hazing is a social problem for sororities and fraternities. The fact is hazing is a societal problem. Having incidents occur among athletic teams, marching bands, the military, spirit organizations, religious clubs, professional schools, and other types of organizations. Myth. Eliminating hazing makes an organization just like any other social club. It will be too easy to become a member. Fact. Any group can haze new members. That's the easy way out. It takes vision and commitment to run a good non-hazing program. Myth. A little hazing should be okay as long as there's no mean-spirited or injurious intent. Fact. Regardless of intent, some group bonding activities designed to be all in good fun should or still may raise some serious safety concerns. A person who believes that he or she has been subjected to hazing in violation of the institutional rules on student services and activities, Chapter 16, or a person who has knowledge of hazing activities should report the incident to the dean of students or another, a university official, administrator, or supervisor. If you become aware of or were subjected to hazing, please report the incident to the Office of Dean of Students online at this web address, or you can call them at 512-471-3065. It is important to be aware that not only can our organization be held liable for criminal charges and university discipline, but individual members can face these consequences as well. Individual discipline, the Dean of Students may initiate disciplinary action. Dean of Students may initiate disciplinary proceedings against a student accused of violating the hazing prohibition policy. Organizational discipline. The Dean of Students may also initiate disciplinary proceedings against an organization accused of violating the hazing prohibition policy. Criminal and civil liability. Through the criminal process, the district's attorney's office can investigate and press charges against the organization and the individual or individuals. Through the civil process, individuals can be sued as an organization and as an individual. Drug possession, use, and abuse. Is there really a drug problem on college campuses? The use, possession, or abuse of illicit drugs, steroids, prescription drugs, and over-the-counter medicines is not a new problem in the United States. What many people may not be aware of is that the illegal use, possession, or abuse of drugs is also a problem on college and university campuses. According to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, HHS, approximately 40% of adults in the U.S. will use an illegal drug at some time during their lives. This does not include the use of alcohol or prescription medicines. A study conducted at UT by the Harvard School of Public Health in 2004 found that 28% of students smoked marijuana in the past year and 31% used illicit drugs in the past year. A study conducted at UT by the American College Health Association in 2008 found that in their lifetimes, 44% of UT students have smoked marijuana, 7% of UT students have used cocaine, 7% of UT students have used amphetamines, 7% have used ecstasy, and 10% have used other illicit drugs. Recognizing the signs of drug abuse is one of the most important steps each of us can take in getting someone help. You should be on the lookout for some of these red flags that are symptoms of abuse, drug abuse, and dependence. For example, the person has life problems related to the use of alcohol or other drug use. For example, neglecting responsibilities related to abuse or use and exceeds those limits. The person forgets that things that happen and when he or she is intoxicated. For example, the experiencing a blackout while intoxicated. The person behaves differently when intoxicated than when sober, as if he or she is a different person. For example, a mild-mannered person becoming aggressive or acting provocatively when intoxicated. The person tends to avoid social functions at which alcohol and/or other drugs may not be available. For example, the person acts if there's alcohol at a party and does not go if there isn't. The person feels guilty, embarrassed, or remorseful about things he or she said or did while intoxicated. Or the person has a very high tolerance that he or she can drink or use a lot without acting or feeling intoxicated. The possession, use of illegal drugs or abuse of prescription over-the-counter drugs can result in significant physical, psychological, and other consequences for the person, as well as family, friends, and others. In addition, substance abusers soon fall into a potentially destructive pattern. Obtaining and using the drug becomes more important than anything else, including school, work, friends, or family. Drug possession, use, or abuse can affect multiple areas in your life, including your health and well-being, college education, graduate school admissions or employment, participation in athletic activities, as well as relationships with family, friends, and peers. There are several ways you can help someone who may or currently does have a drug problem. You can talk with a professional. You may be unsure what to do or have doubts about taking action. There are several university offices you can contact in order to answer your questions or concerns, including UHS, University Health Services, at 512-475-8252, or the Office of Dean of Students at 512-471-5017, or Counseling and Mental Health Center at 512-471-2255. You can confidently and anonymously report your concerns. You can help a friend or peer by calling the UTBF's Concerns Advice Line, BCAL, at 512-223-5050, which connects you to a trained staff member 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Conduct an intervention. On the other hand, you may be ready to have a conversation in which you help a peer or friend come closer to understanding and accepting the nature of his or her relationship with drugs.